What's up, witches? It's Luna the Zen Witch here with a reading for this upcoming new moon chart on January 13th. And this is at 1 minute after midnight where I am in Kent. Check your local time zone for exactly what time that happens for you. We are, of course, ignoring house cusps. And this is one time where I'm pulling out a book because I don't want my biases in the way as much as humanly possible. So let's look at the new moon down here, new moon in Capricorn. In general, a new moon in Capricorn is the best time to launch a project that's going to take some time, to launch an activity that is going to bring achievement of a sort, so something that's going to take discipline and give you achievement. This new moon is exactly conjunct Pluto. Pluto, which brings intensity, which polarizes, which brings extremism. So this particular new moon is going to be intense. More intense than usual. It can bring heavy responsibilities. It can bring more duty. It can bring a sense of limitation. And with Pluto intensifying it there, and with the other aspects that I'm going to talk about, there's, potential here for quite a powder keg. The first thing I want to bring your attention to, or the second thing I want to bring your attention to, which is a really good thing, is come down to the corner here where we see the elements and the modes. And notice, please, absolute lack of fire. We have no fire planets whatsoever. The only thing that is in a fire sign here is Chiron, and solar fire doesn't even count that when we're taking the breakdown of things. So the lack of fire is really, really good. It means people are going to be less hot-headed. We have a predominance of earth, strong predominance. So we're looking at things being more practical, more down to earth, certainly more slow-moving, and that's a very good thing. Balance that with a strong predominance of cardinal. Cardinal earth is Capricorn, so we do have a Capricorn chart signature. Cardinal does make people reactive. So that kind of cancels out the lack of fire a little bit. It just means things are going to be centered in the present moment, that what's happening right now is what's really important. We have a lack of mutable energy too, so people are going to be less inclined to go with the flow, more inclined to act on the emotion of the moment. But that emotion is going to be calmed by the lack of fire. So that's a good thing. We've got some fixity in there, but mutability means that we can adapt and go with the flow, and we don't have that mutability, so a little more reactive. All right, let's start with the trine that we have. We have Venus trining Uranus, and I want to remind you that when we're looking at transits, we are looking at a tight 2-degree orb. If this were a natal chart, it would be a whole different thing. But we have Venus trining Uranus, and that can make for some pretty exciting social interactions. Venus is sociability. Venus is our values and material possessions and things. In transit, we're going to look at like general sociability. And when you trine it with Uranus, Uranus just brings in like excitement and that sudden activity of Uranus, bringing kind of sudden, unexpected change. So that just means it'll be easy to have a little bit of excitement in your life, a little bit of enjoyment maybe. Notice that Venus does not trine Mars because we're 3 degrees off there. Yeah, we're totally 3 degrees, so that is not an aspect. We also have Venus squaring Chiron. So our self-esteem, our woundedness can kind of be at the forefront here. Chiron talks about the nature of our woundedness. The nature of your personal woundedness is going to be shown in your natal chart by the position of Chiron. But squaring Venus, it just says in social interactions at this new moon, we're definitely going to be ouchy. The trine with Uranus just says things can get exciting. It's easy for things to get exciting, but this is where trines aren't necessarily good. If it's easy to get very excited in social interactions and we've got our woundedness sticking out in lumps, imagine that. So people are still going to be pretty ouchy come the new moon, and with the intensity of Pluto in there, I'm really glad that we are hunkering down and staying home. Let's look at what else we've got here. Uranus squaring Mercury. And here's where I'm going to go to the book here and just pull out impractical ideas, lack of mental continuity, impulsive decisions, inability or unwillingness to apply ideas in a practical way. So we've got hot-headedness. We've got, first of all, Mercury in Aquarius, ruled by that Uranus. That can also bring up brilliant new ideas. Just because something's square doesn't mean it's going to play out in a negative way. Squares and oppositions, tension aspects, generate energy. So they really give us some energy to work with. And this can talk about ideas that really look to how we can change things, how we can update things. It can certainly make for impulsive thoughts and decisions and unexpected logistical problems, because Mercury also rules logistics. So we can talk about unexpected and disruptive hiccups in schedules, in what we expect to happen, in what we've decided to do. Uranus squaring Jupiter. This makes it, this is freedom, 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 boys. With you got, and you know, Uranus is ruling that Mercury. Uranus is ruling Jupiter. Jupiter is expansion. Uranus is the rebel. So yeah, we've got this energy of, you know, freedom, freedom, and that's going to be continuing. Let's take a look at, let me go to my book here, and what do I have here? That's the Mars Saturn. Okay, Jupiter square Uranus, over-optimism, impractical idealism. So Uranus gives things that impractical vibe, impatience, lack of common sense, tendency to take things for granted and jump to conclusions. So again, the Uranian energy is sudden, unexpected, disruptive. Yes, awakening and enlightening, but you square it to Jupiter and it just expands everything. So we've got a lot of impracticality going on, freedom at any cost kind of thing. And let's say, too, that these are happening in fixed signs. So it's energy where people kind of dig in. It's not energy that's going to be there like a flash in a moment and then gone. The fixed signs say that it abides, all right? We've got Saturn squaring Mars. And no, I've lost that page. Saturn square Mars is uncomfortable writ large. It just makes us seriously uncomfortable on our skin. It tends to make us look at the negative end of things. It brings frustration because Mars is go, go, go. Mars is active energy. I want to do something and I want to do it now. And you square it to Saturn, and Saturn is whoa, 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 slow down. So what does that do? It brings a lot of frustration. It makes people unsympathetic and unkind toward each other. Anger that just kind of smolders and hangs in there, and also ruthless and vaulting ambition. Saturn is ambition. Mars is rah, going now, so we can get people that are just willing to roll over anybody in pursuit of their ambitions. So, how do we use this energy? I would say use it in ritual. Take the time to construct a plan and to start something, but know that it could be frustrating on the front end. I think, what I'm going to do is really look at my long-term plans and how I want to schedule things. Let's also mention that on the, is it the 14th or 15th? On the 14th, which is the day after the new moon, we go into the shadow of the next Mercury retrograde cycle. So go ahead and make your plans, put a schedule there, be prepared for lots of hiccups and changes. With all that fixity in the chart, it's going to be hard to adapt and change. It's going to be a very ouchy new moon. So my advice is to spend it with a lot of meditation. Let's do some radical self-care here. The Venus-Uranus trine can be used to try something new that's going to calm you down, that's going to make you feel good. Venus is, sensual pleasures and feeling good. Maybe try something a little new in that direction because it's going to be easy, and take care of yourself. Most of all, keep calm, folks. We are in one of the most dangerous periods in our country's history since I have been alive, and it's not going away anytime soon. The speech that the president gave ostensibly to calm things down, you notice that how they got him to do it was to give him the opportunity to set himself up as a hero from the get-go. And then they allowed him the dog whistle at the end to his followers and supporters, saying their relationship is only just beginning. So please know that we're not out of this by a long road. It was the beginning. They are emboldened. They are empowered. I know there have been arrests. Unless that continues and there is some really strong action by our government. And let's look at this Jupiter squaring Uranus. There's going to be some pretty volatile discussions going on in our government. Uranus makes things volatile. And as far as transits go, technically, this Uranus-Mars is not yet conjunct. Let's take a look at when that will become conjunct. Because that's some incredibly volatile energy. All right, when we get to January 17th, this becomes pretty explosive, and we still will have Jupiter squaring that conjunction, which expands it. Ruled by Uranus, things are going to get seriously unpredictable. We also will have that Saturn squaring Mars at the same time, heightening that sense of frustration and that need to achieve at any cost. And we will also have the Moon conjuncting Neptune at the time, so very easy to talk yourself into things emotionally, and making everybody very sensitive as well. So there we go. If you do astrology, please tell me what you see down below. Give me your comments. By all means, please take care of yourselves, everyone. Keep yourself safe. Stay the fuck home and wash your hands and wear your mask if you have to go out. But let's just commit to lockdown now until we get through this extremely volatile, extremely, unprecedented. We keep using that, unprecedented, but it truly is. This is an awakening like we've never seen in this country. Take care of yourselves while it's happening. I will see you on the other side of it. Until then, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.